If you thought MC Chases and Brian is still here's encounters with the R-rated versions of the THX 2, Mukan, Broadway, THX 1, and Cavalcade trailers were bad enough, guess again because it's about to get even more gruesome. My name is Jack, and I am here to tell you a story about yet another 2 more lost THX trailers that I saw. I was at a park, sitting on a chair, relaxing to my heart's content. I was watching the other people walking by with their dogs on leashes. I was chewing on some gum while listening to music on Spotify. I went over to the trash bin to spit out my chewed gum, until I saw something inside of the trash bin. I took the strange object out of the trash bin and it appeared to be a cardboard box. I decided to keep the box and bring it home with me so I can examine it. I came home and washed the box, and my hands after touching it, with soap. After I washed it, I opened the box and it was 2 THX certified DVDs. One was for Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and one was for Speed. Why would someone throw out these 2 THX certified DVDs? I thought to myself. I shrugged it off anyway and I turned on my TV and DVD player, grabbed out a chair, and put in the DVD of Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull into my DVD player. It played the Paramount DVD logo and went to the main menu like normal. I pressed play and the screen cut to black, thus beginning the Amazing Life trailer. As soon as the different flowers and plants came into view, Tex walked into the shot and looks around. He pressed the button on his chest to activate his jetpack, but just like the R-rated version of the THX 1 trailer, his jetpack didn't work again. Tex shrugged it off and continued on looking at the different plants that emerged from the metal. Suddenly, Tex's jetpack somehow works and Tex starts flying out of control again. He flew all around the jungle like scenery until Tex flew all the way up and his jetpack ran out of fuel and Tex starts falling to the ground. He braced for impact as I heard a bloody explosion. Tex's blood matter splattered all over the plants. Suddenly, I heard screaming. The scene changed to a shot of the camera panning over the different plants making the music. It then quickly panned out to a wide shot of the THX logo on a black background. I could also see the blood splatter from where Tex had landed. Then, the plants disappeared into the THX logo and the deep note played with a mixture of people's screams, just like the R-rated versions of the Broadway, THX 1, and Cavalcade trailers. The screen faded to black, and white text appeared on the screen saying, Tex was found dead from falling too far and landing on the THX logo too hard with a huge blood splatter. After that, I ejected the Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull DVD, put it back in its case and put it back in the box that I found. I later grabbed out the DVD for Speed and put it in the DVD player. Just like the Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull DVD, it went to the main menu normally. I pressed play and the grand trailer played. There was a few seconds of a black background and Tex landed on the ground. He waved to us until he heard some wind chimes in the background. The background then turned into the cloudy red background and Tex was being sucked into the void, like being sucked into a black hole. He tried to press the button on his chest to activate his jetpack. The jetpack worked this time and Tex tried to fly out of it, but it was no good. He got pulled in further until he was completely done. After that, some text appeared on screen saying, the best picture, the best sound. The text faded. As the red cloudy background turned blue, faint screaming can be heard. Another bit of text faded in saying, you are watching a THX certified feature. After the text faded out, the blue background stayed on screen for a couple of seconds while the screams started to get ear-piercingly loud. Suddenly, the THX logo appeared, the deep note rose and played along with the screams from the R-rated versions of the Broadway, THX 1, Cavalcade, and Amazing Life trailers. The screams have now reached their loudest point. I covered my ears for this. Then, all of a sudden, there was a bright flash from above and Tex came down from the top of the screen landing on top of the THX logo with blood flying everywhere. Tex then fell off the THX logo and all the way down to the ground. Instead of the text on the top and bottom of the THX logo saying, Lucasfilm Limited, and, Best Picture, Best Sound, the text on the top and bottom of the THX logo said, Tex's fate has come. You shouldn't have found this DVD in the first place. After the deep note ended, I uncovered my ears, only to see blood on my hands. Oh, for goodness sake. I muttered. After that horrible experience, I took out the DVD 4-speed out of my DVD player and into the same box along with the Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull DVD. I was horrified after what I have seen. I vomited into the toilet and cleaned out my blood-filled ears with a tissue after that. Was this the reason why these 2 DVDs were thrown out? I asked. So after destroying the box, along with the DVDs, with a sledgehammer, I dug a hole with a shovel and buried those 2 smashed up DVDs inside the hole. I later contacted THX about the 2 trailers that I saw. I described the logos in full and THX told me about another group of thugs walking into the studio and making those 2 THX trailers. They said to me that they were the same group of thugs that made the R-rated versions of the THX 2, Myuu, Broadway, THX 1, and Cavalcade trailers. They said that after they made the trailers, they sent them over to Paramount and Fox. After sending a thank you email to THX, I texted both MC Chase and Brian is still here about the 2 THX trailers that I saw. I got a reply from both of them saying, "Holy God, that was a scary experience that you had, buddy. Let's hope there are no more R-rated THX trailers." I texted them both back saying, "Yeah, me too." After that, I never wanted to get another THX certified DVD ever again. If you ever come across a box with 2 THX certified DVDs, don't even think about bringing it with you. And if you do bring it with you and put one of them into the DVD player, make sure to be on the lookout for the R-rated trailers. And most importantly, just ignore it and move on.